Gee, I'm a tree.
Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about circle unit, lesson number 4, outside angles of a circle. And basically, this is basically lesson will be consisting of solely on talking about angles outside of a circle, with different situations we talk about. Basically, it's going to be an angle that's lying outside of the circle. And today we have a special guest, so I want you to say hi to my new friend, Domo. Say hi, Domo.
Hi, Domo.
Haha, you're so funny, Domo. Anyway, so he's going to come back out when we need him a little bit, but for right now, what we're going to do is start with the definition. The first thing we're going to talk about is a secant. And now, a secant is a line that is going through the circle completely. So if you notice, it's like a chord, AB, but instead it keeps going and going and going. So, a line segment that goes through the circle. So we can define it as that. Okay? It's important to know this one is because when we use outside angles of a circle, you're going to have a secant. Okay? Now, let's go on to the angle outside of the circle, the formula. This formula is actually going to be the same for all cases. So when I'm talking about an angle outside of the circle, what we're talking about is, like I said before, this angle right here. Okay? And now, this is when we're going to take my special guest, Domo. He's going to hang out. He's like, hey, hi, I'm Domo. And Domo is going to basically go from the outside, and he's going to go towards the angle. And each way, he's going to eat the arc. Okay? So therefore, we can take the big arc, and then the little arc, and then go to the end. So therefore, the way we can figure out that angle, please copy this down, it's long. If two lines intersect outside of a circle, the angle equals half the difference between the two intercepting arcs. So in this case, I have AD, Domo's going to go first, AD minus BDE equals angle C. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, so the way we can write this out is we can go arc minus arc divided by 2 is equal to the angle. Okay? Simple formula, but there are 3 different cases that we need to look at. The first one we're going to talk about is when we have 2 secants. Okay? And pretty much, like I said before, the directions are going to be the same for all of these cases. I mean, the same process, we just need to look at the different situations. So the first one is the measure of arc AD is 150. So let's mark that with 150. And the measure of arc BE is 40 degrees. I want to find the measure of our angle ACD. Now, I'm going to label that with X because that's what we're looking for. And we can use our formula, arc minus arc divided by 2. And that's going to be equal to the angle. Now, the key thing is, Domo tells us which angle to write down first.
Okay, so we write down 150 first. And then we go over to 40. So it's going to be 150 minus 40.
Yay, thank you, Domo.
No problem.
Okay, so, therefore, I have X is going to equal to 150 minus 40 divided by 2. And then what we're going to do is subtract and solve for x. So x is going to be equal to 110 divided by 2, which is equal to 55. Okay? And remember this measures angle ACD, so therefore that's equal to 55 degrees. Yay, simple? Okay, let's work through a bunch more examples using all the different types we have already learned. Okay. Now, the next example we're going to talk about is this one. If the measure of arc AD equals 250 degrees, and the measure of angle ACD is 60 degrees, find the measure of arc BE. And we don't know what that is, so I'm going to put that as an X. Huh. Let's have Domo help us. We know the formula for when we have the outside is arc minus arc divided by 2 is equal to the angle. Remember, Domo has to walk across. So he goes 250 minus x all over 2 equals 60. And he's going to walk towards the angle. So I end up getting the angle 60 degrees, and that's going to be equal to 250 minus x all over 2. And then we cross multiply. I end up getting that 120 is equal to 250 minus x. And then when you solve for this, x ends up being equal to 130 degrees. Okay? And so remember what we're looking for. We're looking for BE, and BE is equal to 130 degrees. Okay, now let's take a look at a different type of example. When I have a secant and a tangent. If you remember, a tangent is a line that touches the circle just at one point. Let's take a look at this example. If the measure of arc AB is 100 degrees, and the measure of AE is 200 degrees, find the measure of angle ACE. ACE is the one on the outside here, so I'm going to put an X there. Now, Domo is going to go across. He's going to go 200 minus, there's no angle measure here, arc measure here. What should I do? Okay, well, if there's no arc measure there, is there any way that we can figure out what this arc is right here? Well, remember, the arcs add up to 360 degrees. The first thing we need to do is go 200 plus 100 give me 300. Now, how much do I have left over for the arc, the leftover arc? 360 minus 300 give me 60 degrees.
Domo happy.
Okay, thank you, Domo. Well, I don't know why you keep coming in. So we have arc minus arc divided by 2 is equal to the angle. So therefore, I'm looking for x is equal to 200 minus 60 divided by 2. 140 divided by 2. Therefore, I know that x is equal to 70 degrees. Now, x once again is the angle ACE, the measure of angle ACE. So therefore, I can say that the measure of angle ACD is 70 degrees. Now, let's take a look at the last different type that you will see. It's called two tangents. And this one gets a little confusing. Now, the thing with the tangents is that when you have two tangents, it means touching the circle only at 2 points. Now, that basically only creates two different types of arcs. So, let's look at the example. Now, if minor arc BE is equal to 100, find the measure of angle BAE. I'm looking for angle BAE. I know that the minor arc, BE, and if you remember correctly, the minor means that it's the smaller of the two. So I'm going to put the one over here as 100. Now, how can we figure out what the whole thing is? Well, let's look at it this way. If I know that this is the whole thing 360 and that's 100, therefore, we know that this is going to be 260 degrees. So then we do our formula. Angle is equal to arc minus arc divided by 2. And I know that it's going to be x is equal to 260 minus 100 divided by 2. And then I get 160 divided by 2. And that gives me 80 degrees. Okay. So, therefore, I know that the angle BAE, and I'm sorry it's getting a little dark, is equal to 80 degrees. Okay? Now, I have some practice problems for you to work on your own, so what you should do right now is pause the video and work on those. Seriously, pause it. Pause. 3 examples to work on. You can do it. Okay, well, if you didn't pause, then we're just going to move on. Okay, so let's take a look at these examples to try on your own. First one, the measure of arc BE to the measure of arc BA to the measure of arc ED to the measure of arc AD is 1 to 2 to 2 to 5. Oh gosh, that's a lot. But remember, when we have a ratio, what you do is really putting an x in front of each coefficient. So therefore, arc BE, we're going to label that as 1x or just plain x. The 2 is going to match up with BA. I know this is 2x. Measure of ED is 2x. And AD is going to be the big one, 5. So we're going to put 5x here. Now, the only one that Domo cares about is the one on the outside and the inside. Let's make it key. Hello. We're trying to get to that angle. We're going to put an x. We can't put an x because we already have something there. So let's just call this, y for right now. Now, remember, what do I know about a circle? All the arcs add up to 360 degrees. So we do x plus 2x plus 5x plus 2x equals 360. When you work this out, you get 10x equals 360, and x is going to be equal to 36. But that means that this angle right here is 36 degrees, and this angle here is going to be equal to 5 times 36, which ends up being 180 degrees. Okay? Should be easy. Make sure you guys get it, okay? Now, Domo's going to walk across. He goes arc minus arc divided by 2. So we end up doing the angle y is equal to 180 minus 36 all over 2. So therefore I get y is equal to 144 divided by 2, which is equal to 72 degrees. So therefore I know that the measure of angle ACD equals 72 degrees. Okay? AE is 160 degrees. I know that the measure of angle BCE is 55 degrees. I want to know what the arc BE is. So once again, Domo, you can see we're in a cross. It would be 160 minus x divided by 2 is equal to 55. We cross multiply. I get 110 is equal to 160 minus x, and therefore x is going to be equal to 50. So therefore I know that arc BE is equal to 50 degrees. If the measure of arc, we're going to look at the measure of arc BE. Now the measure of arc BE to the measure of arc BCE is 2 to 3, which means that we call this 2x, and BCE is going to be 3x. Now, remember, we're looking for the angle on the outside here. I already used x, so I'm going to call this y. So I know that 3x plus 2x equals 360 degrees. Now I get 5x is equal to 360, and x is equal to 72 degrees. Now, if we remember correctly, we have 72 here times 3. So 72 times 3 will give us 216 degrees right here. And then I have 2 times 72, which will give me the leftover, which is 144 degrees. So we do 216 minus 144 divided by 2 is equal to y. So 216 minus 144, that ends up being 72 divided by 2, which is equal to our lovely number 36 degrees. Okay, hope that this video helped. If you have any quick questions, you can feel free to comment. Otherwise, you can say bye-bye to Domo.
Bye-bye.
And, thank you, Filma, for coming by and helping out.
No problem.
Anyway, so we'll have some fun later on. I believe that you don't have a video for a little while. So, if this is goodbye, have a good weekend and have a great day. Bye.